Hello and welcome to Caregiver Conversation, the podcast where we center the stories, strategies, and strength behind caregiving. I'm your host, Kristie King, Executive Director of the Southeast Michigan Senior Regional Collaborative.
And I'm your co-host, Antonia Harbin and the program manager, as well as a staff attorney with Neighborhood Legal Services Michigan. We're so excited today because this is a special moment. We are having our very first video podcast.
This is definitely history for us today, Antonia. I am excited to be here. I'm excited that we're taking this journey together, that we started in a place where I don't think we really anticipated that we'd be here, but we're here now, continue to move forward, talking about caregiving, how it's impacted the communities that we serve, ourselves personally, in addition to thinking forward about what it's going to look like in the future. So today is going to be really exciting with our guests.
Yes, and I'm really excited to bring back two of our great guests today. And the topic we're talking about, everybody needs to know about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wellbeing and caregiving, that broad conversation that we're going to have today. I'm sure our guests, in addition to ourselves and our audience, is really going to learn some good gems today. And so we couldn't have asked for a better group that we are bringing together today. So we're joined by two brilliant, inspiring women who've each been part of our podcast journey before. And today they are back with a conversation focused on the wellness of the caregiver. We'll be exploring emotional resilience. We'll be talking a little bit about self-care, confidence building, and how to stay connected to our minds and bodies, even during the most challenging caregiving seasons. So we are pleased to welcome Dr. Zippy Abla and Danielle HueVine. We are happy to have you both with us. But before we jump into the discussion, of course, we need to know a little bit about both of you and what's going on in your world. Dr. Zippy?
Well, hello, everyone. I am so excited again. I've never done a video podcast, so this is so fun. I'm like, oh my God, look at all these lights. But it is fun, and I'm so happy and grateful that you invited me again, and because this conversation is so important, and I think everybody should hear it. Just a little bit about myself. I am Dr. Zippy Abla. I am a faculty member at a local university here in Michigan, and I am also a leadership consultant. So I consult with organizations on well-being, especially at this time when there's so much chaos in organizations, so many layoffs, so many changes going on, and team members, employees are feeling kind of discombobulated.
Yeah.
So this is such a great time to help people learn just how to create well-being and not wait for anyone to realize they are in charge of their own well-being. So I'm happy to be in this conversation today.
Great.
Thank you. Okay. So my name is Danielle HueVine, and I am very excited to be back. My first podcast experience was with you guys, so now to be back on the video is fun. It's going to be fun. I know it's going to be fun. I am a 16-year business owner and a lifelong caregiver. I was a caregiver before I knew I was, as explained through Kristie. And it has funneled me into being a wellness coach, and I call myself a confidence architect, where I show people how to become the best versions of themselves through being an example to people in my spa and on my YouTube channel. So, yes.
Confidence architect.
Yes, you have to build yourself.
I love it. I'm going to write that down, and we're going to keep that close to us. So we'll go ahead and get started with our conversation this morning. So we're going to start with the heart of it all, caregiver wellness. So for both of you, in your own words, why is it essential that we prioritize the well-being of the people doing the care?
I think that is uber important. Personal experience, as well as through my work. If you are not taking care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody properly. You will do the bare minimum, and that person will know it. And you want people to feel valued as well as you want to value yourself. So once I started really operating from a place of I care about me, I'm gonna take care of me. And then that's going to allow me to take care of you guys the best that I can. It made everything better for me.
Yeah.
So
and we can feel it. You can definitely feel it in their interactions. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll just echo what she said, because I mean, we've had this, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You know, we have to, as caregivers, and many times I think caregiving is you have to be working at a place with sick, but we are caregivers all day.
Every day.
You know, we have family, we are mothers, and, you know, we are taking care of our children, taking care of our families or whatever. So it's so important to be able to feel yourself up, okay? Because we really are the heartbeat of healing.
Yes.
You know, like I keep saying I'm the heartbeat of healing. If I'm not doing well, I can tell my family is not doing well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trickle down the heartbeat of
Yeah.
healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree totally, Kristie. And, you know, we have talked about our caregiving experiences as well. And without that self-care piece, it really doesn't work.
And sometimes you miss it. You don't think about it. You're just kind of in it. And so you don't have the opportunity to kind of think about your own well-being, your own wellness, because you're in the midst of taking care of everyone else, and you just don't think about it. I often think about those experiences, and when you're touching it and when you're in it, you're just rolling on through it, not even considering it. And I like the fact that you mentioned it's not just the professional experience. So it's not just those professional caregivers that are providing direct care service, but it's us, it's family, it's auntie, it's sister, it's brother, it's all of those experiences.
Right. And really, when we think about this too, I mean, you said it, we are on kind of like autopilot all the time. But when we think about caregiving, how do we get on our own list? You know, we have all these lists, this to-do list, what we need to do every day. And we're, as a caregiver, you're obviously putting your care recipient on that list and all the duties that you have. But how do we get on our own lists? Do you guys have any thoughts on that and how you avoid that caregiver burnout?
Yes, I'll start. To be honest, how it clicked for me, I heard Jada Pickett say one day I used to watch her podcast, and she was like, if I'm not good, ain't nobody good. And at that moment, I was already in the thick of it. I had a brand new baby. I had a brand new brick and mortar. And I just started I always get into places of self-reflection, and you really have to just be self-aware enough to see, like, hold on, like, this is not going right. I'm burning out. I'm not sleeping well. My hair is not done. My nails are not done. My house is dirty. My car is dirty. It's not about you being a dirty or a lazy person. You really just have to take an inventory of what's going on around you. And usually those are symptoms of what's really going on inside. And I just, even going forward, I just started to be like, you know what? No, I'm going to at least remember I told you, me and my nails. I'm going to get my nails done.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure when I do go places, I'm going to show up correctly. I'm going to take time and take my bath every single night. My son is going to be in bed by 8:30. He's going to fuss and, do whatever he's going to do. But it's about me first. And once I started to put myself first, I really started to see my son started to behave better. And he's always been a very well-mannered child. However, like he knows I'm the strict parent and his dad's the fun parent, but I don't have a problem with that because he knows about boundaries. So I feel like once you really put yourself forward, everything else just falls into place, and just taking little pieces where you can. Then you build upon that, and then everybody else just benefits.
Those little pieces, little pieces.
We're in the same class.
We are in the same class of us.
We're really in the same, because in what I teach happiness, and I'm trained in this neuroscience, the science of happiness, and the first tool we teach everyone is self-awareness. And self-awareness is just, so as you said, we are always on autopilot. We never really think what we are doing. You just think, and 90% research shows 90% of what we do every day is what we did yesterday, the day before yesterday. Like everything is on autopilot. So self-awareness, the first thing I always tell people is just stop for a minute and just feel, like get yourself together and just feel what you're feeling. Right now we can just feel, we can just close our eyes and just feel your toes, feel your ankles, feel your knees. What are you feeling? Feel your where you're sitting on, your glutes, feel your, like once you start feeling like that, you can tell where your energy is. And so it's so important because many times we are so numb, we don't even realize. Then you find you're snapping at somebody and you're like, wait, what was all that? And then you'll feel, oh, I was pretty uptight over there. Because that's energy that needs to come out. And that's how you end up snapping. Or when you become numb, it's just your energy has been locked up in a place. So I also do a lot of work with just neuroscience, with energy, just how I can sense where my energy is. And so self-awareness is the number one tool. And once you do that, it opens up things for you to notice when you're walking, when you're driving, you can notice things because you can notice yourself, because it places you in. So it's not those people. It's just knowing, how am I feeling in this environment? How am I showing up in this space? And
That's like stoicism, correct?
I'm sorry?
It's like stoicism, correct? How am I showing up?
I do not know that word, but
stoicism. Yes.
But yes, how you show up is that's a when I say the self-awareness, one of the other, I have a few questions I ask each person to think about every day, and then how am I showing up? If your intention is today, I'm sure my intention is love and kindness. So every space I am in, I'm like, how am I showing up as love and kindness here? How am I? Yeah. So it's always showing up. How am I asking yourself the question? What, with your intention, how am I showing up for it? And that comes from self-awareness.
That's actually a really good segue into reconnecting to the body and actually those self-care myths. And Danielle, I wanted to ask you, obviously you've built a brand rooted in self-confidence, self-care as well. How can something simple as skincare or wellness ritual, how can that help you in healing and identity, especially for those who care for others?
I would say for me, when I first started this journey, it wasn't about skincare. It was about, fast money and beauty. And once I really got into this space through my own journey of having cystic acne, I wasn't attracting the types of relationships, financially, business-wise, that I wanted. I wasn't building the business that I wanted because I was not showing up for myself and taking care of myself. I wasn't doing my own skincare. So my business, she knows, my business has grown with me building myself. And once I started to see how me actually taking time and doing my own skincare, doing my own facials and making myself a priority, I'm older now. I'm about to hit my 40s, and I'm leading from a place of, this is what I've done. You can choose to follow me or not, and I feel great. I wake up every day. I prioritize myself, and how I prioritize myself is I do my skincare. I make it, it's not an option because it affects me in every form of my life, and it makes me feel better. When I wear makeup, when I want to wear it now. I put on these, the whole look of, being fantastical, I like to call it, because I love that and it makes me feel better. But when I know that I can, as an option and not a necessity, it just increased my confidence like crazy. And it's not, it doesn't have to be super expensive skincare or super expensive treatments, but just taking the time to say, I matter. And I think building from that point, like, I matter for this. Oh, you're not going to talk to me correctly? I matter. So you better watch how you speak to me. I matter because I'm going to dress a certain way. Everything just started to fold in because it's like, I just started to hold myself to such a high standard to the point where we could talk about it. I've decentralized the relationships. I've decentralized everything. My relationship with God and myself is all that matters because I've just steady built me a little bit by little bit to the point where, like, if I'm wrong, I just stay in delusion because I'm happy over here. Like, you know,
Right.
yeah. And I speak to my clients about the same thing. Just like make you happy, then you can make other people happy.
The true reconnection.
Yeah.
The true reconnection and all of it.
I was just going to say, did that help you to, I mean, when you do your own skincare, when you pay attention to yourself, that helps you to get to know yourself better too. And then when you know yourself better, you're able to know other people better in a different way. So I can relate to that.
Yeah,
You know,
I definitely agree with that. And even moving more into talking with you, Dr. Zippy, you know, it was funny when you were just talking a little while ago, and I wanted to blurt in so bad, but I held myself back because when you started talking about self-awareness and, you know, we're talking about reconnecting, when you talked about self-awareness and then you were literally, and I don't know if you were doing this intentional, but you were literally, you know, become kind of conscious of where you at, where you sitting at, where you this. And, you know, I don't know if anybody else here, but I began to do those things as I was sitting here.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I said, now, when you were here before, we were literally in a miniature
Trance.
And I was like, we are not going to do that today.
Yeah, I know. I was going back.
Exactly. I was having that feeling again.
Yeah.
But just to know that, it's the power of being able to connect with yourself in that way. Being self-aware, I think, is a part of definitely reconnection. And you teach about happiness. You know, I remember my first thought when Antonia was talking to me, I was like, well, happy? What are you talking about? We're going to do a podcast on happiness. But then it was so much bigger than that. And so, you know, you talked about balance and you talk about confidence. So can you talk a little bit more about the mindset, how the mindset plays into wellness for caregivers, and really even thinking about what happens when someone begins to believe that they're worthy of the rest? So what happens? You know, Danielle gave that
Show up.
example. You show up.
Yeah.
And so how else can you add to that as well?
Yeah, thank you. I think mindset is everything. I think once you know how we've been conditioned is we've been conditioned to think we have to rely on other people for our well-being. We have to rely on other people for our happiness. We have to rely on the economy or the government and so what I've learned in the science of, and when I say happiness, I'm not talking about walking around like, hey, that's okay too, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about being in a state of coherence where you are aligned, like your mind and your heart are in sync. And that means you are very regulated. So whatever comes your way, it doesn't knock you. You're really grounded and rooted. And so you know your worth. So your worth, as Danielle said, it's not based on what people have told you or what we've been told. It's really knowing what you're capable of. And I keep saying we are capable of so much of we don't even we haven't even like pull the curtain to see what's available for us. My faith as a Christian, the Bible says, no ear has heard, no eye has seen. Nobody can even comprehend how much is available for us. And science is finding that out now. You know, science is saying that we have, the possibilities are endless. So once you show up with that mindset of, I am worthy of every good thing. I am worthy of rest.
Yes.
I am worthy of, like, once you show up like that, I know once, even for me, when I started taking ownership of who I am, I'm able to share that with somebody else. And I feel so much expansion when I see someone else coming out, you know, like coming out of their shell, being able to say, you know what, I won't come for that thing. I need to sleep today. And before I used to pout because someone has said they can't make it, you know, like but now I can see people, when I see someone taking ownership of their time, putting the boundaries for themselves, deciding, no, you'll not speak to me like that. Deciding, you know what, today I need a break. I need a rest and not, so that mindset of I am worthy. And until when I show up worthy, I start seeing people as worthy too. And that shows up in how you you take care of people, how you show up in your offices, how you show up at wherever, the spaces you step in, because you know you're worthy. Then you start seeing worth in other people. In my culture, from my language, we talk. If you detect an accent, we talk about Ubuntu, and that's really seeing people, seeing the light in somebody. And if I see it in myself, I see it in you, Danielle. I see it in you. I see light, and I start seeing value in people, and that helps, like, really lighten up the environments you go to. So that mindset for knowing for myself helps me know for other people. Okay.
Where's the book?
Yeah, right.
But I think that clearly speaks of your work as a happiness coach and really how you support people through design a life that they love.
Yeah.
So really looking at that. So what does it look like to reclaim joy or fulfillment in those chaotic seasons? So we talk about self-awareness, we talk about worthiness. So, what does it look like to reclaim that joy or fulfillment when things are just chaotic?
Yeah. Another one thing I say is you don't have to wait to have joy. You create joy, right? We create micro movements, micro joy moments, micro moments. I think last time when I said, even research shows that if you look at something for just 20 seconds, I think, again, the thing is we think we have to do these big things. Like, I don't have time to be happy. I need to go. 20 seconds. It only takes 20 seconds to rewire parts of your brain. And if you see something like the way I just came and I saw these lights and I'm like, wow, just that lights up something in my head, in my brain, and it produces good tonic in my brain. And I just feel good because I was wowed. So you can create wow moments, small wow moments. And those things help they really change they really produce tonic for your brain. There's nothing for nothing. Anytime you feel, wow, something in your brain, good stuff, good tonic, there's
oxytocin.
There's oxytocin. There is dopamine. We call it's actually dose, like the way you take medicine, like D is dopamine, O is oxytocin, S is serotonin, and E is endorphins. So those things, you can produce them. They are happy tonics. It's a great tonic. It's like a good margarita, basically. You just drink it and you're and you can produce it to yourself. They are naturally available for us. So small things like that. So, seeing something, just find something, give awards to things. See, the way I said, oh, your dress is so beautiful. Oh my goodness, just small things like this really start creating that micro happiness moments. It starts producing something for your brain.
So it doesn't have to be the big thing that we're always thinking about.
Yeah.
Going on a trip.
You don't have to go on a cruise.
Right.
I mean, going on a cruise is nice.
My birthday.
But you can create them every day.
Every day.
Every hour even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's something we don't always think about, especially when we get caught up in just the lifing, right? But Danielle, when you wear a lot of hats, obviously you're a mom, you're an entrepreneur, esthetician, caregiver. What helped you build resilience as you balance caregiving with running your business?
For sure, it's actually changed since the last time I spoke to you guys. It's evolved. I won't say change, it's evolved. And piggybacking on what Dr. Zippy said, when I started to just stop and operate in abundance and being grateful, I feel like that's the only way you're going to go to the next levels in your life. Because, the scripture says we have to be happy with what you're given before he gives you more. I don't know the exact scripture, However, when I started to really just be grateful and release the why me, the why did this happen, and I released, I don't know, I'm going to say this and it sounds weird, but hopefully, you can understand it. Once I really started to work in vision where I know where I'm going and I laid out a vision, write it down, make it plain, the anxiety just melted away.
Mm-hmm.
So my resilience is no matter what's going on, no matter what's happening, no matter what's put in front of me, is I'm doing this. I have a plan. No matter how I get there, I know that I'm going to get there. So nothing that is happening to me. It is happening for the greater good. And once you really start to believe that, if somebody tells me no, okay. If I fire an employee, okay. If an employee comes on and God said that they are aligned to be there, okay. If I start anything that happens, I feel like every single thing is working for me. Like even something as small as my son said something a couple of days ago about, what did he say? It was like something about being patient or something. And then I opened up my devotional book that I read every day, and then it spoke about patience. Because I just open it up, and whatever page I open it to, I read. And it said something about being patient. And then I opened up my phone and it said somebody being patient. I said, I hear you, God.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you.
Mm-hmm.
So then I figure out, how do I apply this? So the anxiety, everything just washed away. And that's how I stay resilient, because I know where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
So in that work and those thoughts about developing that plan, following that plan, moving forward, no matter what, in all of that, you still taking care of yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still being focused on you. So what are some simple self-care practices? The simple ones.
Simple.
And I mean, really beyond we're getting our nails done and we're
something that
doing
costs
our
nothing.
Absolutely. So what's some of those simple self-care practices that you recommend for caregivers with full schedules like yourself and all of us, really?
Very simple, that costs no money. Clean your house.
Who want to do that?
Not me. I hate
Can
it.
I pay somebody to do
I hate it. Even if you have the funds to make sure it gets done, being in a clean environment, bad energy hides in filth. And I already got a lot going on in my life. I don't need anything else to make me think about things that I have to do. So just making sure my environment is clean. My son has snacks in the refrigerator, grocery shopping, or even if I'll do the delivery order. And like I said, I'm just grateful. And I cleaned my house Sunday. My house is fully cleaned. I cleaned out my basement. I have a refrigerator full of food. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
I can go in there and get snacks. I don't have to worry about washing dishes. Of course, when it comes back up, but the simple things that makes me feel relief.
Simple, no cost.
Very
Easy.
simple.
Yeah.
Easy.
Very simple.
Just things we walk into every day that we don't necessarily focus on, or we're not very aware of how it can impact our own mood and our own thought and our own well-being. Dr. Zippy, how can caregivers shift their mindset to prioritize their well-being, even if it's the small steps? Because we talked about worthy and self-awareness. So talk a little bit more about the smaller steps they can do to prioritize their well-being.
Oh, I think something that has I have noticed recently is just something you can be how to change your energy, your space is using gratitude. So that is a small step you can do. And I talk about gratitude in terms of generative gratitude. I'm not talking about we are all grateful. We are all grateful when we have food, we have things, those are easy ways to be grateful, and we should be. But I'm talking about being grateful, generating gratitude. That's a new way of thinking where you are grateful. And as Danielle said, knowing that things will happen for good. So just being grateful in that moment, even if things are wild, just knowing that even in this, something good is happening. I just cannot see it. So that
be like this all the time.
Yeah, sun's on the other side of this.
Yeah, it's not going to be like this all the time.
Yes.
If it feels that chaoticness that I feel, it won't be right here all the time.
And I have seen a complete shift in how, when you say that, and I can swear on this, I even feel goosebumps on my legs because it's such a shift. And everybody has capacity to do it, ability to do it. Just being saying. So one of the things I say is this is how it looks like when it's all working out. So being grateful and just saying, you know what, life right now is life, and as you said, it is happening. But this is how it looks like when it's all working out. And because of that, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I'm part of this. And I think just that is the smallest, I think, at a micro level, where I'm not asking you to get anything else. You can do it right wherever you are at.
Right.
You don't need a platform. You don't need a thing. Where you are at, you can just be, you know what, right now things are really hard. But
Can agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I was like, I can agree. And I can see and feel that as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this conversation has been so rich, and we would love to open up the floor just for some reflection questions from each of you that you could speak about. What's one thing that you can really give to caregivers, one wish that all caregivers need to know about self-care?
As Dr. Zippy said, as she and I speak the same language, but it's coming out differently. Piggybacking on gratitude. And I always tell myself, even when it could be so hard. Well, now that my mindset is different, it used to be so hard, and I just didn't understand why I was going through this. And now I don't know if we call it mantra, whatever you call it, I'd be like, oh, Lord Jesus, what you got for me on the other side of this? Because this is crazy. So I know whatever is coming after this is amazing. And just know that you don't have to feel hopeless with whatever you're going through, because it's setting you up. Like one of my clients, for instance, she has had to derail her life to take care of her parents. And she had her in a home. She had her, and then she brought her parents back home, her and her sister. I connected her with SRC because that has put her in the mindset, if I'm going through this, other people are going through this. They don't have advocates. So now she's in a space where she wants to open up an advocacy business. So she didn't think that her pain, most people look at it like, why me? This is derailing my life. This is about me. I gotta go through this. No, we're here to serve. We're here to serve in love, or however it comes out, and it's something on the side of it. It's for you to sit, self-reflect, think about what God has for you and what he wants you to do with this information. Because he's not taking you through this for no reason.
Yeah.
He doesn't, you think he put you here to be like, I hate you, I'm going to sit you down there to suffer? No, you're going to suffer for a minute, but thank God for this lesson, because now you're on a path now. And once I started to see that, it's just like, oh, okay, like even my childhood trauma, the other day, I swear, I was like, oh, thank you. Because my outlook is so different now, what I went through. Like you go chapter. Okay. I can help a lot of different people. Yeah. So that's just the way I just put it all together.
And how about you, Dr. Zippy?
I would say, and I know it sounds cliche, like self-care is not selfish.
Yeah.
It really is sacred. It's something, it's sacred. It's a calling for you. It's something, being sacred. It's God sent. It's for you so that you can be able to serve well. And if, again, you can't pour from an empty cup. So that's why you're being called to take care of yourself so that you can be able to take care of others.
So ladies, with all this knowledge and all the energy that you all give, how do you personally stay grounded? We don't often think about that in our everyday lives, but how do you all stay grounded? We'll start with you.
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Zippy.
Yeah. I have a morning routine, 5-minute morning routine. When the minute I feel I wake up and I can sense I'm awake, I just give thanks. I have a gratitude. So for 1 minute, I just spend my time just being grateful. Grateful for seeing a whole brand new baby day. Being grateful for this is a day. This is the day that the Lord has made. And then after that, I give an intent. I visualize, I visualize how I want this day to look like. Who do I want to be today?
Yeah.
And then the next thing I do is I set out my intention, which is speak a truth into myself. And usually I'm aligned. I'm a child of God. I'm aligned. I have a mind of Christ. So basically I know I slept, whatever, I say whatever it is. I have my 3 things. And then after that, I breathe in. I breathe it all in. And then I get out. And then during the day, that's what I remember. If I feel a bit contracted, I go back to those 5 things. So I can, again, I'm very self-aware. So when I feel any sense of contraction in myself, I know that's not good for me. Yeah. But it's contraction is not bad. Feeling that is not bad. It's just a signal. It's a flag to tell you something is, you're getting off the way. So it helps you align. So I get back to who am I? How am I showing up today? Yeah.
Thank you. Right. What about you, Danielle? How do you stay grounded?
Me and her right here, okay? I feel like I'm about to repeat. As soon as I open up my eyes, I say, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. I've been taught that since I was a child, and I teach my son that now. I say that, and I actually have a personal vision manifesto for my life that I read every single day, and it sets my intention for acting in a space of empathy, being of service, and showing up in however God needs me to show up. So I read that. And when I'm feeling like I'm getting out of alignment, I read that and it'll knock me right back. So I recommend everybody do that to come up with your own manifesto for how you want to live your life. Because, when I come back the next time, Jesus, please keep me up there with you a lot longer. It's hard down here. But, we have to do our work, and he sends back who he wants to be here to do the work. So I'm just trying to elevate for my next time.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Kristie, why don't you answer that question?
Yes.
Oh my God. How do I stay grounded? I think for me, I was sitting here thinking when you ladies were talking, and I think for me, staying grounded is really staying in my purpose. So for me, I do a lot of reflection. Therapy is important to me as well, making sure that I'm staying grounded while I'm in my therapy sessions. I have an amazing therapist. You're always calling me on my stuff. And so, but for me, just being in touch with my purpose and my passion and never getting away from that, because once I start getting away from that, then I notice things shift in my life. And so I've always known for a very long time what my purpose is. And so I make sure that I walk in it. And I know that walking in the space of aging services and serving the community, I've been doing this for almost 30 years.
Wow.
And so I know that this is my purpose. I didn't go to school and say, oh, I'm going to be a social worker today.
Yeah.
I did not. I'm going to work with older adults. I did not. I fell into it.
Right.
And so it's not easy every day because of what we have to deal with. But at the end of the day, it always works out.
Always.
Because it's what I'm supposed to do. And as long as I know I'm following that, I never, ever have felt like it's not going to work out. What about you, Antonia?
So for me, I could take a little bit from everybody. Honestly, the mantra, I just got back onto that this morning. Sometimes I forget. Yeah. I'll be like, wait, I have this. Let me tap into this. But really also for me, it's prayer. Definitely prayer, staying within that every day. And you can pray all day long. So I do that. But then one thing I did over the weekend was I went to a exercise class. And then after that, this meditation class, you just sat there basically, and there's someone talking to you about things. And I fell asleep for the entire class. And it just felt so good to be back in an exercise class and just, taking time for myself, which I don't do often. And that's why we were talking about putting ourselves back on that list again. Because sometimes I'll be like, wait, I got all these things, but I'm not even on this. I need at least 5 minutes, right? So just, the exercise program, I think, really helps me to stay grounded because I often forget that you need to be conscious of where you are with skincare, with health, and that turns it right back around for me.
It's funny because we talk about grounded. It's because Danielle's always on me. Honestly, my fitness keeps
Put
me
your phone
grounded.
down, ma'am.
It keeps, because I'm at the gym every morning at 6 a.m. Consistently. And it's my discipline. It's my ability to think clearly. It's that piece. Yeah, I'm receiving instructions and I'm training. But at the same time, that's my little bit of hour and a half, 2 hours to myself before I come back to this world itself.
That's medication. For the soul.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
Every day I get a hit of it.
Get your daily dose there.
Yeah, I know I'm trying to get her to be a fitness influencer.
Oh,
And every
really?
day.
Yeah, I'm like,
And
show
that's how it
people.
works.
I was
That
like,
works.
show the caregivers they need to take care of
But
themselves.
it's
Yeah.
funny because I'm the one that's in the gym when I'm in class. It's like, for real, y'all
She
got your
works out
phones
like
up.
crazy.
Y'all got your phones out. Please stop recording. Just want to slap it off the table. So, so those are pieces of, I think, of being grounded. I think that's we all have a way of keeping ourselves together, although we're continuing to move forward.
So those are all methods that keep us grounded. What message would you offer someone who feels like they've lost themselves in caregiving? So if you had to think about that real quick.
Me? Pray real hard.
Yeah.
Pray. It started with me just praying and reading the Bible. Praying and reading the Bible. Praying and reading the Bible. The Bible has all the answers that you thought you didn't need and you need. Once I really started to pray and read the word, I found all the answers in there. They're all in stories. Those stories people think are fantastical. However, they are not. And you have to modernize them for what you are going through. And once you do that, hope will return.
I tell everyone you're not lost. You're just layered. And there's lots of things that have come and layered. And so that person who you was called, as you said, you got your purpose, your purpose is still there. So it's just to now find that person again. So it's just, start peeling, just, whatever it is that you need, just knowing that you're not lost. Because I think many times when you're lost, you think you're lost, then you kind of feel like somebody has to get you back. But as long as you have breath, Spirit, God is within you, and it's just getting back. You can get back. The minute you notice you're lost, that means it's a self-awareness. You'll start doing the work to start helping you get back to who you truly are and reconnect back with your dream. Because we all have dreams. We just forgot them, Yeah.
So as we continue on, our last question, what's one thing you tell your past self at the start of your caregiving journey? One thing.
Again, I say you're not lost. One thing I would say is you got this. The one thing I would tell myself before is before I thought somebody was in charge of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have given young Zippy that permission to do what she wanted to do. Right now, my children are 10, 11 years old now. And I've told them, you have your knower. Your knower knows. And give yourself permission. You don't have to ask for permission. Because when I grew up, I had to ask for permission for everything. And then now I'm having to go back to give myself permission. But if we knew we have permission, we came here with permission. Right? We came here with permission. We were brought here with permission. And so you have all the permission, and nobody owns your permission. You own your permission. So give yourself permission.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. Same thing. You have every single thing that you need. You think that this person will come and save you, or that person will come and help you, or this type of relationship will make you whole. You are enough. And, that's a cliche at this point because we overuse it. But you seriously are. You have every single thing that you need. And you don't need a manager. You don't need, at this point in your life, you know where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You know where you're going, so trust yourself. That's exactly what she said. You got everything you need. Everything, love bug. That's how I talk to myself. I call myself love bug. You got everything you need, love bug. You good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What was the question?
Right.
What would you say to your younger self?
Little Kristie.
What would I say to my younger self? I would say trust yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Trust yourself and have the confidence to make the decisions that you need to make. That's always a big thing for me. Trust yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a big question, just to think, if you have to think about all the different things that you've learned over this journey of caregiving. But I would say for me, it would be just treat others the way that you want to be treated. You know, that's a cliche too, and something that we always hear when we're younger, but it really goes to, as you go through the journey, you see that, you know, people are not always treated the way that they should be. And if you could just make that adjustment and just do that for each person that you impact, how different would their day be or their life be? So that's what I would say.
We're definitely impactful in the spirit of what we do. This conversation today, of course, has been impactful. It's been inspiring.
Yes.
It's been empowering.
Yeah.
And to say, I love you guys. And thank you for taking the time to spend with us on our first Caregiver Conversation video podcast. We are excited for this to be viewed and listened to. And so before we officially wrap up, we want to give both of you the opportunity to share how our viewers and our listeners can connect with you, whether it's through your work, your website. How can people find you, Danielle?
You can find me on every platform at Danielle HueVine with a V. I'm really leaning more into speaking about my experiences on my YouTube. So if you don't want the watered down version, you find me on YouTube.
Dr. Zippy.
I'm on LinkedIn. I show up as Dr. Zippy Abla. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Insta. And
All of them.
All the things.
Yes.
All of the things. Yes.
Yes. And I just want to thank both of you for coming again today and sharing your light, as well as your inspiration, as well as your knowledge on caregiving and just upliftment in general, because this is really about upliftment for everyone, whether you're a caregiver now or you find yourself in that space later, you can use this every day. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
If you'd like to learn more about Caregiver Conversations or connect with the SRC, you can visit us at scmisrc.org. Email is info@miseniors.org or call 888-341-8593. And to learn more about my organization, Neighborhood Legal Services Michigan, please visit our website at nlsmmichigan.org or call 313-937-8291. And thank you again for tuning in.
And until next time, take care and keep caring.